Perfect, sir.
Great. Let's try again. I hope this works.
It will, sir.
Okay. Okay, Sudhir, you were telling me that you originally come from another part of India.
Yeah,
And where was that?
it's in the north of India only. Actually, I'm not very far from my, I would say, origin place. I am just, I think, a couple of hundreds of miles away. And that's mostly because I want to live alone. I want to live on my own. In India, it's really a bad practice that parents and children live together for the whole of their lifetimes, and that doesn't really lead to any kind of evolution. So the region where I am from, where I hail from, is as good or bad as the one I'm living in, just because, and they are both in the north. It's just that I want to have some, have my own space, that's all.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about Mohali?
Mohali is one of the, I think, best cities in Punjab, which is my state in India. It has a lot of malls. It has all the facilities that you will expect to be in a metropolis. I visit malls very often, and there's a huge market near my house itself. My colony, my society is very posh. The houses are, all eye candy, and my room itself is quite nice. Uh, I think the government is doing well in my region, my province or whatever. And I think educationally also we have a lot of institutions here. Mohali is actually, I would say, a sibling of the greater or maybe the bigger brother Chandigarh, which is just on the periphery of Mohali only, because it's a union territory. Chandigarh, Mohali is just I would say seedling in front of that. So because of the goodwill of Chandigarh, Mohali has gotten a lot from the government as well as the people. That is why Mohali is actually the has actually got the mojo.
All right, got the mojo.
Yeah.
And Sudhir, what is the main business in Mohali? Is it technology or is it some other sort of manufacturing?
So it's a Salmagundi, honestly. It has everything. It has textiles, it has shoes, it has education, it has hospitals. We are very eclectic here. And I myself am an IELTS teacher in India. And I think I will have about 10 10 other IELTS teachers in my vicinity only. And that is to say, uh, education is actually the biggest boom in our region, English education specifically. We have doctors, we have I would say um, these other kinds of practitioners in regard to health, laboratorians and other kinds of people. We have factories, we have these banks. We are everything, sir. I think we are jacks of all trades.
Okay. And Mohali is in the north central part of India, isn't it? If it's
Yeah,
near Chandra,
I am not a
near the
giant. I'm not a
Himalayas.
geography giant, but yeah, I think it is in the north. What the spatial configuration is there on the microscopic level. I'm not very aware of that, but yeah, it could be said to be in the central part.
Right, in the central north. Because you're close to the Himalayas, yeah, to the mountains.
I am close to the Himalayas, but I don't visit them often. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I am just, I think, 2 hours away from one of the most loved hill stations in India called Shimla. And if I got
Oh
a
yes.
chance,
An old colonial town, isn't it? Similar.
yeah, it has that, and I think it has that vibe also still, because I could see some Gothic structures over there, honestly. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not, again, I'm just a man of my trade. I'm not very aware of the architecture, but they give the buildings over there give the Anglo or Gothic vibes. I am not really sure about that, but yeah, it has the traces. I can feel them.
Yes. Yeah. I've been to Simla once on one of my trips to India, and I liked it. I thought it was very nice up in the Himalayas there.
Yeah,
And you are a teacher,
yeah. So
and where do you teach? Do you teach online or is mainly in a school?
no, I have been teaching GMAT for about 4 years. And
Yeah.
actually, I had been, because now I don't have any GMAT student. At a point, I left my company and I wanted to start something on my own. And that is when I decided on opening an online portal, starting an online portal. I teach completely online. It's a virtual teacher student symbiosis thing. I teach IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, all exams that are based on both English and critical thinking. There's no physical space that I take care of. Yeah, online I teach a few students every now and then.
Yeah, very good. And you enjoy that? You enjoy teaching?
I love that. I think it's a big myth that your work can't give you happiness, and that is something that I realized when I started living alone. I am a fan of the movies, the books, sorry, books, and my work only, and I can work, for 18 hours a day or 12 hours a day. I do that actually. I teach all my students myself. I don't have any companions. Now, this is going to sound a little elitist, but I do not really trust other people generally. I cannot really give my students, my kids to other people. So I teach, only a few students in a month, but I make sure that I am the only guardian over here.
Okay. And you said, I noticed in one of your written pieces that you said you like to read.
I love to read.
And what sort of books do you like?
Mostly philosophical. I have just, I'm actually reading that only. I'm reading a lot of books right now, but the one that I can talk about off the top of my head is The Denial of Death, Ernest Becker. And I love reading these philosophies because I think the solutions to, I think, all problems are hidden in the psychology only, and all the problems are just offshoots of what we have created at those fundamental levels. So when I get to read them, when I get to introspect, I really have those cerebral orgasms, like, oh yeah, this was the thing that was the, sorry sir, for the
That's all right.
for want of
What
a
an
better word, um,
expression.
catharsis, a catharsis, sorry. Yeah, so I really have that fountain of joy when I'm able to get to the fundamentals of problems, and that has helped me become a better teacher also. Side by side, I read other things also. I'm reading Dracula also, Bram Stoker, but
Okay.
that is just for the entertainment. And
Okay.
a
The
few
original Dracula.
Dracula I'm reading, as in I've covered, I think, about 60 pages. I'm not sure about the count, but yeah, I'm enjoying that also. But the language sometimes gets on my nerves, Aegean
Yeah,
words
that's
and all
the
those things.
19th century English is a little bit more.
So,
Um, so Sudhir, one other thing that you said in your, because you wrote a piece, the written section about family and how important you felt it was. And you said to me at the beginning of this interview, you said that you moved away from your family because you felt that it wasn't good to stay with your family all your life. But in your written piece, you said that they were very, very important to you. Do you still have a lot of contact with your family?
the contact has been broken in regard to the length of the distance, sir. Even if I'm somewhere else, I can always go back home and I can always contact them, and the money can be transferred digitally, or maybe even
Oh,
the
yeah.
sweet nothings can be conveyed through emails or talks. It's just that they also should understand that I need my own kind of evolution. The love is
Yeah.
there. It's just that the distance has increased, and that may be temporary or permanent, but I think love doesn't confine you anywhere. It lets you free. So I hope they will understand that. Even if they don't, I have to be loving myself first, then I can love anyone else, and that has been taught by many a book. So
Okay.
it's all about maintaining the, I would say, metaphysical bond than the hugs and all.
All right.